Today, we follow up. What's up, guys? Jason here, aspiring entrepreneur, showing you the day in the life of a budding entrepreneur, just the hustle and grind, and my energy is back. Yesterday, it was definitely low. My pitch deck for my marketing agency is complete. So today we're going to be following up with leads and posting 1 gig to Fiverr. So my one thing for the day, and I just said 2 things. I always say 2 things when it's one thing, but my big one thing for the day is to post a gig to Fiverr. So I'm gonna do some research, figure out which kind of gig would be the best one to start with again. Now, just a disclaimer, I do have an advantage. I'm already level 2 seller status, so I'm anticipating being able to launch something and get a couple orders within a week or 2, as opposed to launching 5 or 6 things and just grinding it out, waiting for one person to order because I have no reviews yet. So I think that should play to my advantage, particularly because I'm going into a completely new space with these particular gigs. But first, I'm going to work out. And I'm going to work out first because I know once I sit down on my computer and get into, Fiverr research and writing the description, coming up with that video script, I'm not going to want to stop. And so I'm actually going to swim and do some prospect follow-up, even though those aren't the most important things, but I know that they're only going to take an hour or 2, and that way the rest of the day I can just focus on that one thing and not be distracted with those nagging things in the back of my head, like, you need to call blah, 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 you need to call blah, 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 or you didn't work out. So doing those things first, and then straight into Fiverr. Man, that swim energized me. I am pumped up and ready to go. So just about done with the admin stuff for the day before I head over to Box and just work on my Fiverr gigs all day. But just wanted to talk to you guys about following up, because I just got off the phone with a potential client or business partner in the future. And one of the things I was doing right before the call, I have his business card here. Business card. Oh, this is somebody else. This is the other person I have to call. Business card here. And it's amazing to me how when you're genuine, nothing about the call was sales, right? We were just talking, saying, hey, we should meet and see if I can be helpful. And there's nothing in there where I was saying, I can do this for your, I can generate this many leads, or I can do this for your Facebook, or I could do this for your Instagram, or, oh, you should be doing Instagram. The entire conversation was just 2 people saying, hey, it was great to meet you, and we should talk. Now, one of the things I really wanted to share with you, and I think it's something we can all, is just making taking 5, before the call, 5 minutes, right? So he had his, website and a couple social links on here. So what did I do? I spent 5 minutes and I went to his website, I went to his social links, and so when I got on the phone with him, I was able to reference those. So it immediately shows that I'm not just trying to get a bunch of money from him, I actually care about his business, because I genuinely do. And I actually care about the product services he has, and I care about making sure I understand his business so I can market it properly, because you can't really market something that you don't understand. Otherwise, you just become like the how some marketers are templated. Oh, everyone should be doing Instagram. Well, 90% of businesses can, but there's 10% that can't, and he might be part of that 10%, unfortunately. So I'm not going to just say, oh yeah, Instagram. No, I'm going to take the time to understand his stuff, even though he hasn't signed for anything. I mean, it just takes 5 minutes. And I think this is important, even if you're not doing sales stuff, like maybe you're calling up someone who you want to be a mentor, or you want to do an informational interview, or maybe it's just a colleague. At least do something to show you have a genuine interest in what they're working on, right? So if it's, not a potential sales call, then maybe it's just a colleague or a mentor that you look up to. Go look at their stuff. So when you're having a conversation, you can casually insert something of, hey, I really like this, or hey, I have a question about that post you made the other day, to show that you're actually looking at what they're working on. One more text, one more email, and then I get to check off the list of the people stuff for the day. and just focus on the product for the rest of the day. So about an hour of research, still don't know which Fiverr gig I should start with. There's this kind of balance between this is high volume, but this is high value, and I'm just trying to figure out which one to do first. Kind of flabbergasted that I don't understand how someone who doesn't know this stuff can buy these services, but that just goes to show how, I guess, uneducated the marketplace is, which I guess is a good thing, because that means if I record a couple of videos and add some educational stuff to what I have here, it'll probably be super valuable. I just gotta wait to see what the heck these guys do. I don't know what they do. This is so weird. You read a sales page, you read a product page, and you don't know what you're getting. They have like thousands of people who have purchased from these guys. That's confusing. I don't know. So, after 3.5 grueling hours, I am finally ready to post my first gig to Fiverr. So earlier I was telling you guys that it looked like I needed to hold off on my keyword, research gig, and then in the back of my head it was like, you know what? I just need a completion today. I need to do something. So, in an ideal world, I would just be doing e-commerce sites, right? Because I want to focus on service professionals and e-commerce sites. So I went ahead, set up a keyword research gig the way I would do it for e-commerce sites using a cool tool I put together. Essentially, I can take a product name, throw it into my Excel sheet, and then presto, changeo, it will create 110 different keyword phrases around buyer intent things. So it'll take the, like let's say ring, for example. So buy ring discount, ring promo, ring wholesaler, blah, 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 all those fun things. So it turns into 110 of those with just the click of a, just drop in the product name. So I decided I'll make a gig about that. It, based on my research, is probably maybe going to get 1 or 2 sales in maybe a lifetime, but I have a completion here. I'm going to have something live on my profile that's at least going. Of course, the biggest thing is, it might not be huge. It's not going to be the biggest thing, but at least it's working. At least it's better than me just sitting and doing nothing for 4 days while I wait for those other Fiverr people to deliver their projects to me, so I can kind of reverse engineer what they're doing and figure out if I can deliver the same value. So I wanted to bring you along on this journey here with me. So right here, there's that green button, publish gig, and it's alive. Am I going to share it? No, because I'm probably not going to share it. But that's why I pay you 20% Fiverr, because you're supposed to bring me clients, right? So now I am going to record a quick video for the gig. So I'm just going to sit right here and do it. There's no script. I'm going to run through it a couple times because I've realized that good thing first, Fiverr has a 60-second limit anyway. So I just I just have to read over my description again and pretty much just say this description in the video with some charming personality and really good English, and hopefully that will, edge me out over some of the other sellers there. Specifically designed. You'll give me your website and a couple of, so make sure to check out the different, that's stupid. If you're an e-commerce business looking to drive more targeted traffic to your gig, to your website. Okay, well, that only took 10 minutes, so hope you enjoyed some of those outtakes and me moving around I guess I only moved once, but it's just so much harder to do those types of videos because you have a very specific sequence you want to go through, and it just takes practice. I'd like to say every time you do it you get better, but it doesn't really feel like that. Although I have to say, I think the first time I did a video, it took me 5 hours to do 90 seconds, and I think it was the absolute worst video ever. It's so bad, I don't have it anymore. As soon as I didn't need it, I deleted it. So if you're struggling with doing video as well, you're not alone. It takes a while, a long while to get used to, and even longer to get good at. So I'm still in the getting used to phase, and eventually I'll get into the mastery and get good phase. So anyway, today's been a pretty good day. Had to do a little pivot with the Fiverr gig, but I at least get to check off my big one thing for the day, which is putting a Fiverr gig up, even though it's gonna be pretty low volume. So tomorrow, who knows what tomorrow has in store? I have a client meeting. I have a meeting with a business partner. Talked to an old business partner today. I'll reconnect with him in a couple of months. It's always nice to kind of catch up and be like, oh yeah, you still want to work. Like, we're both super busy, but we still want to work with each other. So hopefully projects might come up later down the road from that. So that's it. Typical, what is it, Tuesday? Typical Tuesday, Monday? Yeah, typical Tuesday. Just hustling, grinding. 8:30, last one in the office. This is what it takes. It takes work, guys. So keep building the business you love and be the last one out. Take care.